Hello and welcome to English Parliamentary News. I am Dadi Ramadan. In this edition, we'll present all the latest and interesting information around the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia. The Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia, Bambang Susatyo, stresses Indonesia's foreign policy is dedicated to build a world peace that is free from conflict and hostility. The policy will also uphold humanitarian and peace principles.
Speaking after discussing with academics from Victoria University of Wellington and Wellington, New Zealand recently, the Speaker of the House, Bambang Susatyo, says through Indonesia's appointment as non-permanent member of the UN Security Council of period 2019 and 2020, who represents Asia-Pacific region, has portrayed international community trust in Indonesia's role for maintaining world peace. Indonesia has become a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council for 3 times, where the last membership was in 2007 and 2008 period.
Harus menghadapi tantangan nyata pada era globalisasi. Semakin kompleksnya berbagai bidang kehidupan akibat semakin majunya teknologi informasi, telekomunikasi dan transportasi membawa pengaruh terhadap berbagai nilai dan wawasan salah satu Indonesia.
The Speaker of the House states Indonesia is a country that is very concerned with the peace. As heterogeneous nation consisting of various tribes, regions, races, and beliefs, Indonesia has proven to be a tolerant and peaceful nation. The Indonesian Parliament has also been actively participate in the role of Indonesian diplomacy in various international, bilateral, and multilateral forums. As a result, the House has succeeded in establishing good relations with other legislative institutions across the world.
Indonesia sangat majemuk, dapat tumbuh menjadi negara demokrasi dan terhindar dari perpecahan karena mempunyai platform bersama yang bernama Pancasila.
From Wellington, New Zealand, Haryadi and Septia, TVA Parliament report.
Following to many Indonesian migrant workers who are currently threatened with death penalty in Saudi Arabia, Commission 1 of the House urges the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to improve their protection and facilitate legal assistance to Indonesian citizens conflicted with legal problem abroad.
Speaking in the Parliament building Senayan, Jakarta, recently the member of Commission 1 of the House, ASRIL HAMZAH TANJUNG, says the Ministry of Foreign Affairs should be more proactive in tracking down the whereabouts of Indonesian migrant workers who face legal problems abroad and provide them with legal supports. According to Martin, most of Indonesian migrant workers threatened by death penalty in Saudi Arabia were convicted to violence, while in fact this violence itself are mostly self-defense against sexual assault by their employers. Thus, Indonesian government must be able to stress this fact to Saudi Arabia government and protect Indonesian citizen.
Banyak ilegal itu kadang-kadang menimbulkan masalah. Kalau yang legal itu terdata semua. Nah, maka sekarang kasihan tuh para dubes tuh, dia nyari terus di mana nih. Nah, kita tidak bisa seenaknya, namanya kita ilegal di negara orang, kita berbuat salah ya. Terpaksa harus ngikuti hukum apa yang disampaikan yang ada di negara itu.
ASRIL HAMZAH TANJUNG further deplores the death execution against Indonesian migrant workers in Saudi Arabia that was done without any prior notice to the Indonesian government. In the future, ASRIL demands the government to improve their control over migrant workers distribution agencies who often send migrant workers off with incomplete documents, as it could complicate data collection process.
Arab Saudi, walaupun raja udah memaafkan, tetapi keluarga nggak memaafkan, tidak bisa, tetap akan dihukum. Kecuali kalau keluarga memaafkan, apalagi keluarga minta uang tebusan apa itu.
Nurfuat and Edo, TVA Parliament report.
Following to the arrest of 15 Indonesian fishers from Aceh by Myanmar Navy, Commission 1 of the House encourages the government to set up bilateral cooperation between Indonesia and Myanmar in marine sectors so that similar problems would not be repeated.
Speaking in the Parliament building Jakarta, Vice Chairman of Commission 1 of the House, ASRIL Tanjung, asserts the government has to take immediate action in order to bring the 15 detained Indonesian fishers in Myanmar back to the country. The fishermen were suspected not to know clear regarding sea border area between Indonesia and Myanmar. In other hands, ASRIL regrets Myanmar Navy's attitude, who seem to be less persuasive to this matter.
Berapa kali kita ditangkap nelayannya belengah-belengah, nggak ngerti koordinat berapa kan itu. Nah ini kerja lagi kita nih, terutama Menlu ini, ya kan, Menlu. Bagaimana nih sama-sama pemangku kepentingan ada di laut, termasuk Angkatan Laut, termasuk Bakamla. Nah itu harus sering operasi.
Vice Chairman of Commission 1 of the House, ASRIL Tanjung, encourages the establishment of bilateral cooperation between Indonesia and Myanmar related to the marine boundaries, especially for the fishermen. The government also demanded to conduct a more massive socialization to Indonesian fishermen related to the sea borders area in order to prevent any other arrest by foreign navies to a large number of Indonesian fishermen.
Saya rasa kok sepertinya belum ya. Ini nanti akan kita pertegas lagi. Yang jelas itu harus kita urus. Harus ada yang mengurus ke Myanmar. Biasanya ada saling pengertian, saling kerjasama.
Edo and Septia, TVA Parliament report.
The House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia assesses there must be a clause that allows Indonesian nurses and caregivers in Japan to pay in the working contract with Japanese employers.
Indonesian Migrant Workers Supervisory Team, or Timuas TKI of the House, led by the Vice Speaker of the House, HAMZAH, welcomes the aspiration of the representative of nurses and caregivers in Japan. During the meeting at the Indonesian Embassy building in Tokyo, Indonesian nurses and caregivers revealed their struggle to pray and wear hijab in some hospital and nursing homes in Japan. The member of Indonesian Migrant Workers Supervisory Team, SALEH PARTAONAN DAULAY, says this should not have happened since the Japan International Cooperation of Welfare Services have issued a bulletin regarding the ease to worship.
Soal sosialisasinya yang belum ya, jadi kita mendesak pada pemerintah kita di sini, khususnya Kedutaan Besar Indonesia di sini, untuk segera menindaklanjuti hal itu. Dan mereka kan mengetahui data-data para pekerja kita di sini, di mana mereka bekerja. Nanti mungkin ada pendekatan yang dilakukan kepada instansi-instansi tempat mereka bekerja.
Furthermore, the member of Indonesian Migrant Workers Supervisory Team, ERMALENA, says carrying out worship is a human right. ERMALENA believes that the Japanese also have a daily worship ritual so that it will be easy for them to understand the necessity for Muslims to pray. ERMALENA assesses to prevent treatment differences in certain hospital or nursing homes. The rules regarding pray time should be included in work contracts.
Jadi itu masuk ke dalam kesepakatan yang perlu ditandatangani. Tandanya kan para angkatan pertama nggak ada masalah, tapi kesini kemudian sedikit ada masalah, karena saya pikir hanya kan tidak pahaman aja.
From Tokyo, Japan, Ibnur Khalid Yunus and Septia, TVA Parliament report.
Member of Commission 11 of the House evaluate the Central Bank of Indonesia, banking institution and local NGO to actively participate in the development of small and medium business in West Sumatra province.
The member of Commission 11 of the House, REFRIZAL, holds a seminar with the theme Optimization of Micro, Small and Medium Businesses for People Welfare and a collaboration with Bank Indonesia and Cinta Indonesia Sejahtera Foundation. The seminar is intended to motivate the community in Pariaman to optimize the small and medium businesses to improve the West Sumatra people's welfare. According to him, the SME potential in Pariaman City includes animal husbandry, plantations, service, and culinary.
Penghasilan masyarakat ini meningkat. Kalau nggak meningkat berarti tidak, taraf hidupnya tidak meningkat juga, atau kesejahteraannya sangat terbatas di besar. Yang banyak di sini adalah usaha menengah, kecil, dan mikro yang banyak.
Meanwhile, the CEO of GRAFIKA JAYA of West Sumatra, DASRIL, says there are 20,000 micro, small, and medium enterprises in West Sumatra. However, these businesses have been facing difficulties in marketing the product as well as utilizing information technology. Therefore, his team has created a marketplace through a website www.kedaiminang.com to mediate the local enterprises in West Sumatra to be known across the country.
Ramah pada dunia milenial, tapi sementara pelaku UMKM itu rata-rata di usia 45 ke atas. Nah, ini salah satu hambatan yang memang menjadi tantangan bagi kami, bagaimana membangun regenerasi di tingkat UMKM-nya.
From West Sumatra, TVR Parliament Team report.
The House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia deplores Australia's decision to move its Israeli embassy to Jerusalem since it will also impact Indonesia-Australia relations.
Speaking in the Parliament Complex Senayan, Jakarta, Vice Speaker for Politics and Security of the House, FADLI says Australia should revert to the global peace solution drafted by the UN. Thus, he sees Australia's decision to move its embassy to Jerusalem may cause a new conflict and disregard the world peace values. FADLI encourages the Indonesian government to protest and give input to the Australian government regarding their decision to move their embassy in Israel, since it has the potential to threat the global peace.
Kita protes ya sebagai negara yang punya hubungan baik ya dengan Australia, dan ini juga bisa mengganggu hubungan baik itu. Harusnya kita tetap kepada solusi yang sudah digariskan oleh Perserikatan Bangsa-Bangsa, two-state solution. Kalau kita ingin ada kedamaian di wilayah itu.
Chairwoman of the Committee for Inter-Parliamentary Cooperation of the House, NURHAYATI ASSEGAF, also deplores the Australia decision to move the embassy to Jerusalem following the U.S. steps. She says this move has contradicted with the UN agreement. NURHAYATI says the House will always support the global peace as well as Palestinian human rights, and she will follow up this issue in the Parliament Conference in Istanbul, Turkey next month in December.
Tentunya Indonesia terus melakukan langkah-langkah diplomasi, termasuk diplomasi parlemen. Saya sendiri insya Allah akan menghadiri acara konferensi Palestina yang akan diadakan di Istanbul pada tanggal 14-15 Desember. Karena ini sudah tidak pantas, begitu ya. Kita sudah punya solusi. Tadinya kita sudah menyetujui two-state solution.
TVR Parliament Team report.
Following the dangers of natural disasters such as flood, avalanche, earthquake, and tsunami across Indonesia, Commission 5 of the House urges National Search and Rescue Agency or Basarnas and the Meteorological Climatology and Geophysics Agency to prioritize their 2019 budget for the procurement and restoration of disaster detection devices. This move is expected to accelerate the process of information dispersion and bring down the number of casualties when natural disaster occurred.
Speaking in Nusantara 2 Building Parliament Complex Senayan, Jakarta, the member of Commission 5 of the House, SYARIF Abdullah Al-Qadri, says the government and the public should understand regarding the fact that Indonesia is located in disaster-prone areas. The natural disaster itself include flood, slides, earthquake, and tsunami. Therefore, SYARIF urges the government, especially the National Search and Rescue Agency or Basarnas, as well as the Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics Agency, to immediately prioritize the 2019 budget for procurement and restoration of disaster detection devices.
Bagaimana Basarnas itu dengan BMKG itu menjadi prioritas. Karena terus terang saja, negara kita akhir-akhir ini kan sudah sangat bersahabat terhadap bencana, apakah itu gempa, bahkan tsunami.
SYARIF evaluates there are many detecting equipments that have been damaged and this could harm the people as it will complicate the anticipation process. SYARIF hopes the standby funds that have been allocated by the government along with the House can be optimally used to anticipate disasters.
Dana itu digunakan juga untuk pengadaan berkaitan dengan bisa mendeteksi terhadap akan terjadi bencana. Contohnya umpamanya kalau terjadi tsunami, sudah ketahui di mana titik-titik yang bakal terjadi.
Hilman Hidayat Zia and Afi, TVR Parliament Report.
And that rounds up this edition of English Parliamentary News. On behalf of all the crew of TV Parliament, we would like to thank you for your attention. We meet again in the next edition of English Parliamentary News. From me, Daddy Ramadan, once again, thank you for watching and goodbye.